What is up, party people? Today I am going to walk you through what is, I'm sure, pronounced improperly as Heide's Tower of Flame. And really the whole point here, there's two things I'm going to show you. First thing I'm going to show you is how to handle the various enemies that are in this area. And the second thing I'm going to show you is where you get the magic ring that negates about half of the death penalty that you get in Dark Souls 2. So Dark Souls 2 has a similar death penalty to Demon Souls. When you're dead in Demon Souls, you have half health. When you die in Dark Souls 2, you take a penalty to your max health. And there is a ring in Demon Souls. Similarly, there's a ring in Dark Souls 2 here. I'm going to show you how to get it. And it halves that penalty. So instead of being stuck at 50% health after a bunch of deaths, you'll only be stuck at 75% health. And at that point, you can almost just level up a few times and put enough points in Vitality that I think it's Vitality is the stat that gives you your health that will negate that penalty. Takes up a ring slot, but at least you have 4 ring slots, so it's not too bad. What you've been seeing here while I've been talking about this ring is just basically the path on how to get down to the Tower of Flame. It's pretty straightforward. Once you find the exit, there's that little secret chest over there to the left that you might miss. And then it's just a matter of walking down this long pathway to get there. Alright, the enemies in this area, when you first get here, make sure, and I didn't do it because I already have it, if you look over here to the right, down that little set of stairs right there, there is a bonfire. So you can get in there and you can just run directly over there and get to it. This guy won't get you. So all of the guys in this zone are these big sort of, and here I'm going to walk down and show you where that bonfire is. You don't have to fight that guy first. You could just run down and get the bonfire straight up. But all of the guys in this zone are these big, heavy, I don't know, knights or whatever. This next knight here in particular, the Mace Knight, he doesn't respawn. All the other guys do. This guy in particular does not. And you want to try to kill this guy as early in the game as you can, because he drops the item that gives you a +1 on your Estus Flask. So it's not another charge. It actually makes it restore more health per use or whatever. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna talk about each of the different kinds of these knights, and then you're gonna kind of see a pattern here. And basically, this zone is the epitome of circle strafing the way I do it. And really, the only critical piece of this, the piece of gear for this, is that you want to have a shield that's a 100% block, and you should have that. I did this after I beat the Pursuer, and so I had the Drangleic shield, which is 100% block. But so here's one of the types of enemies. It's the shield and sword guy, and again, I believe they always do either 3 or 4 attacks, and it's almost always 3. So really, all you have to do is just circle strafe around these guys, and you can get 2 or maybe 3 hits in, and you don't have to roll away from them or do anything. You just have to keep your shield up. So circle strafe around until they get through with their 3rd attack, and then hit them a couple times, get your shield back up, and just keep circle strafing. After you kill that one in particular, make sure you pull this lever right here, and you'll see it's going to raise a platform. And that's one of the boss areas in this zone, and by raising that platform, you give yourself a ton more room to work when you're fighting that boss, and I've got another video coming to talk about that guy. So once you beat that guy, now you've got this room, and when you get into this room, there's 3 knights in here. There's one that's a 2-hander, and then there's 2 of the guys that you just fought, which is his sword and his shield. And this room is actually not as hard as it looks, because for some reason those knights will single pull to some extent. The first one that you'll have to fight, if you walk in just to trigger them and come back out, the first one you have to fight is the 2-handed guy. And again, it's just circle strafing. That's my whole big strategy to this guy. And you see, I've kind of pulled him all the way back here, almost to the beginning, and that's just because that pathway that's up there that I kited him across doesn't have any sort of railing to it. And so if you're circle strafing around and you lose place of where you're at, you run the risk of falling off. But again, this guy will attack either once or twice, and to be honest, it seems like he has a little bit less health, and I didn't like master how many attacks he has or anything like that. So just circle strafe around, keep the shield up, and then you'll be able to get him. Once you kill him, the other 2 guys are going to come out. they wait until you kill him before they come out of that room. And if you mess around here long enough, so I've got them both, they've both come back to this area. If you mess around long enough, one of them will return. And sometimes it takes a little while and you kind of have to kite around and be careful, but you see the one up there is actually turning around and going back. So now I'm just fighting one shield and sword guy, and he works exactly the same as the other. Wait for 3 attacks, get 2 or 3 attacks in. Wait for 3 attacks, get 2 or 3 attacks in. No problem at all. And then the next guy is the same thing, because now you've got him as a single pull as well. And this room there's plenty of room to work here. There's really nothing to it. And even towards the end, I was getting pretty cocky with this, and I would just like start dropping 3 attacks, 4 attacks to finish him off. Obviously, you don't want to go past 3 unless maybe if you have a super fast weapon or something. But really, just if you play it safe, these guys are no problem at all. The next pull is a 2-hander and a guy with sword and shield, and again they single pull, so it's just not that hard once you have the flow of circle strafing around them and getting a couple of hits in safely. These guys are no problem at all. And I guess it's worth noting that the second guy from that pull, as soon as you kill the 2-hander, he's gonna come find you, and I pulled him back into this room, so I had plenty of room to work, and he comes and runs and finds you. Once that pull is done, if you look over here to not there, I don't know what I'm doing there. If you look over to the left down some stairs, there's an item back there. You can grab that real quick for free, and then there's one more enemy before the ring, and then also before the boss. If you run up these stairs right here, and then over, you've got a little bit smaller platform to work with, but it's just not a problem. These enemies are not a problem once you have their attacks figured out. So once you kill this guy, another one of those levers is going to raise up, and you want to pull that thing, and that's going to drop the drawbridge, which is ultimately going to lead you to the ring. So you just run up the drawbridge, and the ring is over here to the left. And for some reason, I don't know if this, I doubt it's common, I totally didn't notice that chest. You'll see, I run back and forth 100 times before I find it. But inside there is the magic ring that will not eliminate, but really help you with the death penalty in Dark Souls 2. So hopefully that gave you some strategies to get through this area. Maybe you can get through it a little bit earlier than normally you would, and you can get that ring, which will help you that ring is it's a huge benefit to have that thing available. And you also will be able to have a stronger Estus Flask, which is just great. This is a great zone for powering up your character fairly early in the game. So if this helped you, make sure you subscribe and share and like and do all that kind of stuff, and I will be back soon with more videos. Until then, I'm Miaro. Thanks for watching.